All right. Good morning, everyone. We're extremely excited to bring you our most anticipated summit to the comfort of your home or workplace virtually this year. We'll try our best to keep the Silicon Valley entrepreneurial spirit and excitement through these various presentations and startup pitches. With that being said, welcome to day 2 of our summit. Today's session will be focused around mobility in the morning and energy in the afternoon. First off, we'd like to thank everyone who has made this possible, the startup companies from various parts of the world, our corporate partners who have dedicated the time and effort to help build this innovative ecosystem, the team for spending endless hours to ensure successful engagements between these startups and corporations, and last but not least, thank you for tuning in and supporting the startup companies and the growth of our plug-and-play mobility platform. With that, I'd like to welcome our CEO, Saeed Hamidi, to say a couple of words to kick things off.
It is with great pleasure for me to welcome you to our mobility automotive events. It's been more than 7 years that we have started this division and initially developed it in Germany with Daimler, Mercedes, Porsche, Volkswagen, and as recently as 6 months ago, BMW. Then we expanded our activity in Japan with Nissan, Denso, and Toyota Financial Services. It seems like the automotive industry was going through a fantastic 10 years with China leading the way with SIAC, one of the largest automotive manufacturers in the world. But what I am excited about today to let you know, with the help of Fiat Chrysler, we are launching our mobility platform in Detroit. We feel the automotive industry was going through challenging times. We had the best 10 years in history, and we were expecting a little slowdown. But with COVID-19 hitting the world, we feel this downturn might be a little longer and little exaggerated. But with innovation, technology, electrification, connected car, autonomous car, we are confident the industry will come out stronger on the other side. I remember in January in Las Vegas at CES, I had a meeting with Ola at 8 a.m. I thought I was the first meeting. Apparently, he starts his day at 7 a.m., and I was his third meeting. He mentioned to me, as the industry is going through challenging time, he would like to reduce cost, control operation, improve production, but at the same time, his second driver was sustainability and reducing his carbon footprints in the factories and for his product. We feel together we can innovate, especially with our startups and entrepreneurs, and come out of this challenging times much stronger than before. I hope you have a great event during this mobility expo as part of our summer summit. Thank you.
Thank you, Saeed. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Alan, and I lead our corporate partnerships across the broader Smart Cities initiative, which include mobility, IoT, energy, real estate, and construction. We've been extremely excited about the growth we've seen of the platform over the last few years, with many opportunities arising in Detroit, London, Korea, and India. If you are a corporation or startup looking to innovate and connect with Plug and Play in any of these regions, please do not hesitate to reach out. Now, before we jump and move forward with the program, I'd like to remind everyone to download Brella if you have not done so already. You can register your account entirely for free and set up virtual meetings with the startup companies as well as other attendees directly through your phone app. Register using the QR code on the screen shown and join the event FVTZFV. From there, if you select your interest areas, make sure you have select the correct one so that they're accurately matched. And don't forget to sync your calendars and update your availability. You can then start setting up meetings under the Startups or People tab. I'll leave this on the screen for a couple more seconds. Alrighties, so here's a quick recap of our agenda today. We will be featuring a wonderful keynote by Neuromata Chamarthi, who is the CIO of Fiat Chrysler Automobile, followed by the startup presentations from Mobility's Batch 8. Please do stick around afterwards as we will be announcing the Corporate Innovation Award winner, and we will dive back into the energy session in the afternoon. It does not go without saying that the entire world has been vastly impacted by COVID-19, with people's lives uprooted and most, if not all, companies facing financial difficulties. The automotive market is expected to be down from 10 to 25% across China, USA, and Europe, with most countries only resuming partial vehicle production. Many automakers are now diversifying their supply chains to safeguard against future disruptions and focus on high-growth digital opportunities. The pandemic has definitely taken a huge toll on the automotive industry, but we must stay optimistic for us to come out of this stronger, healthier, and more resilient. Now, as Saeed mentioned, mobility has been changing at a rapid pace. Vroom, a used car retail startup founded in 2013, has IPO'd, raising $468 million. Investors include AutoNation, L. Catterton, Cascade Investments, which is the investment holding arm of Microsoft, Bill Gates, Dan Gilbert, the owner of Cleveland Cavaliers and Quicken Loans, as well as several former executives of Priceline Group. Nikola, with their hydrogen-supplemented Badger electric pickup truck, set to rival Tesla's Cybertruck in 2022, reached $34 billion in market value following their recent debut on the stock market. I really hope everybody was able to buy a couple of shares last week. Netherlands-based delivery service Just Eat Takeaway planned to combine with Grubhub in a $7.3 billion merger. After Uber Eats, there were several rumors of Uber Eats exiting the merger talks because of antitrust concerns. Last but not least, the leader in the EV market, Tesla, traded at over $1,000 per share on June 11th, reaching an intraday market capitalization of $189 billion, which dethroned Toyota for a small period of time as the most valuable car maker in the world. This goes to show the importance and the adoption as well as the heavy investment the general public is making into EVs. Even during one of China's most impacted months for automotive sales, Tesla saw their second month of leading sales in EVs, though policies in both Europe and China favor growth for EVs more in those respective markets. We do hope that USA follows with additional financial incentives and as is increased awareness of the impact of fossil fuel-powered vehicles on air quality. With the automotive industry already experiencing a slowdown in growth through 2019, everyone has the question, what's next for mobility? Who are going to be the most impacted from the pandemic, and how will we move forward as an industry? Well, looking into 2020, there are several areas that have been more impacted. Obviously, there are going to be some winners and some losers. First, if you have been on the road since lockdown, you may have noticed the decreased car traffic on the road, as well as highways. This, coupled with decreased manufacturing activity, has led to a significant decrease in air pollution, with people starting to realize the correlation between the improvements in air quality and the absence of ICEs on the road. Electrification will continue to be at the forefront of each automaker's strategy. We expect the USA, however, to trail behind the EU and China due to financial incentives, CAFE standards, and different regulations. there are also many, many opportunities on the infrastructure side of things for EV. As for connectivity, there is a rising demand for in-vehicle aftermarket health, wellness, and well-being components such as air cabin filters and driving monitoring systems. In addition, there is a lot of additional revenue opportunities from these high-growth digital that will be a welcome benefit. We do expect the traditional cloud-based, subscription-based services to shift more towards an embedded offering in future vehicles. One of the biggest winners, if not the biggest winners in the mobility space from the pandemic, is the digital retail of cars, parts, and services as seen in the explosive growth in Vroom's IPO. According to the chairman of National Auto Dealers Association, 80 to 90% of US dealerships will have full e-commerce capability in their shops by the end of the year. Automotive manufacturers need to shift some of their attention towards different possibilities towards used car business and low-cost models. Lastly, mobility as a service. With rising concerns around the transmission of COVID, shared mobility has taken the largest hit during the pandemic. Ride-hailing services such as Uber and Lyft have begun to shift their fleet capabilities to help support health transportation of frontline workers, and have also seen rises in revenues in their food delivery services. In addition, public transit is at an all-time low, allowing a rise in private micromobility, which include bike sharing and scooter sharing platforms. So at Plug and Play, we do strongly support the concept of open innovation. We believe that it should be available to anyone and anywhere. To do this, we have not only built a platform with the leading industry corporations, as well as cutting-edge technologies from startups, but we've also established strong relationships with VCs, governments, and universities at each of our 36 different locations. So why open innovation? There are so many opportunities to explore new business models and revenue opportunities, but a lot of people overlooked that technologies can also help decrease cost in manufacturing and supply chain through process innovation. The fastest way to work towards these buckets is with startup companies. What we're really hoping to do, if we're looking at the traditional technology growth for speed of business change versus the rate of technology change in the market, is really to fill that gap, right? Partnerships with startups not only bridge the capability gap, but also drive technological and competitive advantage. So with that, I'd like to share a small joke with everyone. I guess the moral of the story is, don't be afraid to innovate and work with startup companies. Sometimes it's better to fail fast than to have not tried at all. Organizations that invest in innovation during a downturn discover opportunities fostered through creativity that more often lead to sustained long-term growth. So thank you once again for joining the Summer Summit Day 2. I'm happy to share my presentation with anyone who is interested. You can find my contact details on the top right. Now I'd like to welcome Mamata Chamarthi, who is going to be giving the keynote from FCA. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Saeed and Adam and everyone else from Plug and Play for giving me this opportunity to open your pitch evening in the mobility space. So Fiat Chrysler and Plug and Play have announced, we've announced our partnership, and I'm really looking forward to our virtual event opening our Detroit innovation partnership. Really looking forward to it and looking forward to hosting various startups as part of our partnership and the Michigan Minority Supplier Development Corporation. So what I'm going to cover today with you is what we as the auto industry we were going through before this crisis and what has happened during the crisis with the auto industry. And as we come out of it, what are some of the areas of our focus? So before the crisis, as an auto industry, including Fiat Chrysler, we were focusing on autonomous, connected, electric, and shared mobility. And these were the four major areas, and this is where we were partnering with the tech industry and with many of the startups And this, during the crisis, as we come out of it, when you look at the economic recovery that's happening in China, and if we take that as a signal for the rest of the world, that investment in connected, in electric, autonomous, and shared mobility will continue. I hesitated a bit on shared mobility because, of course, as an industry and as consumers, we have some safety concerns around it. I would not touch on that. I would let someone else talk about it with you guys. But I think the focus will definitely be on investing in connected. Even more important, electrification, even more important, not even as we come out of this crisis. Electrification and autonomous. Autonomous, because the number of accidents, yes, they have gone down because no one was driving their cars. But still, that will continue to be a focus because 95% of accidents happen because of human error. So if you are a startup in the audience listening to this and thinking, what areas should I focus on? The macro trends in the automotive will continue. And when you look at a Fiat Chrysler and what's happening in our world and in the auto world, before this crisis, we were planning on digital retail. And I think when this crisis hit, within a matter of 2 weeks, we were able to go and implement digital retail. We call it online retail experience. And not only that we had more than 90% of our dealers enrolled in the online retail experience. What is online retail experience? You've heard about contactless sales and service, which includes all aspects of go online, you go and configure the car that you want to buy, you can configure, you can get it financed, and you can get it delivered to you. So the trend of what the customer wants delivered to them wherever they are, that is a huge trend before the crisis, and now it really emphasizes that the customers are even more wanting everything delivered to them, whether it is Uber Eats or whether it is Grubhub or Instacart. You know, this is a deep-rooted mindset in our industry, and the crisis really helped us change the mindset in an instant and help the dealers enroll. An unprecedented thing that has happened is we've never had production stop. Never had that happen. And the entire production in many regions, in almost all of the regions across the world, came to a standstill. And China was the very first region to come back online, and then Europe and US, but now we have not only a healthy production, but very healthy sales based on the signals that we are getting from the rest of the world. We're doing really well. So that's why that continued investment in the macro trends. As we look at the crisis, one of the other things that I'm very proud of Fiat Chrysler in not only launching the digital experience and being a lot more customer centric and driving the best experience for the customer, but we have become a lot more community centric. We know as a company that a hungry mind and a hungry school kid cannot focus on education. And education fixes many, many issues, social issues. And so we have delivered to date more than 1.3 million meals to school kids across the country. We started with our principal communities in Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and then we expanded it to throughout the country. And I'm very proud of what Fiat Chrysler has done there. And I'm also very proud of the agility that we had to quickly switch to understanding our communities across the world need masks. And to date, we have delivered more than 3.1 million masks across the world. So For people that from the tech industry and everywhere else that think that elephants can't fly, elephants do fly. And the auto industry is very agile. And for those startups listening to me, you have tremendous opportunity for innovation focused on not just autonomous, connected, electric, and shared mobility, but in making auto industry much more community-centric. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Mamata. Now, to kick things off, we're going to be passing it on to my colleague, Giannis, who's going to be the MC for today's morning. Some of you may recognize him from previous summits for his amazing jokes and wonderful fashion. So off to Giannis so we can get things started.
Oh, thanks, Alan. I feel like this presentation should be your Netflix special. Very enjoyable and informative. Anyway, hello everyone. By popular demand, I'm back on stage on this virtual one today to guide you through our event. Well, it wasn't really that much of a demand. It was rather 4-ish people asking me if I could do it, and here I am. So I guess that answers their question. My name is Giannis, and I work on the Ventures team here at Plug and Play, focusing on startups in the space of mobility and IoT. And that today is the main reason why we're all here, to see the best of the best and to see what progress these companies have made over the last 3 months while participating in our mobility program. I think that's enough about me. We can jump right into it and see all these mobility batch 8 startups that have gone through the program and that you guys have been working with, and that also happen to be very, very near and dear to our hearts. With that being said, we have our first presenter today, and that will be Ducktrain. Ducktrain is a solution for smart, clean, and efficient urban transportation. Let's hear them out, guys.
Hello, my name is Kai Kreisköter and I am the CEO of Ducktrain. Just as a short reminder, Ducktrain is developing an automated light electric vehicle system made for the urban last mile logistics. Ducktrains consist of several small vehicles, up to 5, which can be coupled into platoons to transport a large cargo volume into the city in an efficient way. Once arrived in the cities, these platoons are separating, and a single vehicle, a duck, can be used to do the final delivery, going from door to door and bringing parcels to the customer. We are currently entering the era of light electric logistic vehicles. It's expected within the next 10 years that nearly 40% of all shipments worldwide are brought to the customer in the last mile using cargo bikes and light electric vehicles. Just today, a lot of logistic companies are trying out and already testing in series different types of cargo bikes and light electric vehicles, like Amazon in New York, UPS in New York, DHL in Antwerp, Berlin, and a few more cities. Compared with the conventional processes using conventional delivery vans or even using cargo bikes, we can save up to 35% of the total cost of the last mile using our Ducktrain vehicle technology. Now, how can we contribute to COVID-19? There are several scenarios where we can realize contactless last mile delivery using our Ducktrain. So finally, in our generation 4, we are striving for having a fully automated vehicle driving from outside the city into the delivery district without any human involvement. But how to come there? We have decided for going a stepwise approach using our generation 1, 2, and 3 within the next years, already drive on the road, already producing a serious product which can be used from our customer in the daily operation, and thereby going stepwise to the 4th generation in the future. So how is our business model built? We are not selling the vehicle. We will provide the vehicle to our customer as a service based on a performance-based KPI payment. Also, we are contributing with vehicle customizing customizing the software, customizing the hardware, and also with additional third-party data-driven services like using our vehicle for data acquisition, mobile communication node, or even for advertisements on the shelter of the vehicle. So where are we standing? We are currently deploying our first generation prototype and testing this on private ground and working with the certification authorities, getting the Roadz certification for the European roads. End of May this year, we had a really great validation meeting with the German certification authorities, showing them our vehicle, showing them the insights of our vehicle. And currently it's expected that we get the permission to drive on public road end of July 2020. Also, we had a great press campaign in April and May this year with more than 20 public publication in big newspapers and in big online newspapers, and also in the German national television, leading to a lot of customer traction and requests for Ducktrain POCs. So what are we doing next? This year we will build up to 10 prototypes and test them on the road with our customers. And also we are working on our seed investment round, which will happen in spring, summer this year, and also preparing our Series A financing round, which will happen in early 2021. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Thank you so much for the presentation, and thanks for being here with us today. Now, moving on, we will have Neuromata. Neuromata combines state-of-the-art neuroscience, AI, and robotics to create spatial intelligence for autonomous drones and cars. Let's see what they have been working on.
Hello, my name is Dana from Neuromata. The autonomy field is growing fast, but it still requires a human in the loop. The data acquired by vehicles is growing exponentially. But in order to reach level 5 autonomy, we will have to emulate more of the driver's brain. Our IP is based on 2 Nobels and over 2 billion in funding in the field of neurorobotics. Neuromata is now working with most car and plane manufacturers, as well as construction and logistics giants, some of which connected via plug and play. For example, we've been working with this major car manufacturer to detect traffic lights, which has been a major problem in the field, as well as constructions to track vehicles and humans on site. We can lead up to a 1000x increase in speed at 10,000 times less energy consumption. With over £5 million in revenue at launch, going into a $50 trillion market. We have been backed by Google, IBM, and NVIDIA. Neuromata is dealing with building Neuro AGI. And with this, I would like to end by saying that we still have 1 slot open on our cap table. We now have a lead for £2 million out of 3 and already got some angel investment in the process. So there's still a £1 million slot at a £9 million valuation, and we are happy to have chats. Please feel free to reach out to me via Plug and Play. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys, and thank you for the presentation. Now, moving on, we will have Caliber Data Labs. Caliber Data Labs is building AI platforms for perception-heavy applications. Let's see what their focus has been.
Hi, my name is Yasser from Caliber Data Labs, and I'm pitching our flagship product, Scenebox, the data platform for machine perception. There is an emergence of intelligent perception systems. Let me give you a few examples. Advanced driving assistance systems, ADAS, and autonomous vehicles are some examples. Automated delivery drones, collaborative robots, and even AI-assisted medical imaging solutions are some other examples of intelligent perception systems. So in these systems, perception data, which is high-resolution imagery, video, and LiDAR, is collected from the edge devices, and then the entire system becomes more intelligent and relying on machine learning and AI algorithms. So building this type of application requires a data management platform that continuously collects the perception data from the edge and systematically builds machine learning models. Now, the pain point is that building this operational end-to-end platform takes a long time for the teams. The cost of development is usually millions of dollars, and then you need a dedicated team to integrate this platform with a constantly evolving ecosystem of AI data providers. So our solution to this problem is Synbox, which is a smart end-to-end perception platform that enables the training and testing of machine learning models at petabytes of scale. The benefits of such platform is that user can build better training data sets faster. The machine learning team can focus on building models rather than putting together pipelines. And then at the end of the day, it reduces the machine learning product time to market for these teams. Synbox is a data agnostic platform and can be applied horizontally. Here I'm showing you 5 different verticals that this technology can be heavily used. And then the total current size of these 5 verticals is a healthy $170 billion market. And it will be projected to be 5 times larger by 2025. Our current focus is on ADAS, Advanced Driving Assistance Systems. And the reason for that is that we believe there is an existing safety issue in this systems, and then we think application of our platform would greatly improve that. And then we already have existing experience in this domain. We are a small team of highly technical people based in Bay Area and Vancouver, Canada. And then we are looking for strategic partnerships. We are looking for building, defined projects and NREs with some of the key players in ADAS and AV. And then at the end, we are interested in being introduced to end clients. Thank you very much. And this is my contact information.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Next up, we will have Owl Autonomous Imaging, which is a thermal ranging platform that uses proprietary sensors and software to deliver safe autonomous operations.
Hi, my name is Chuck Gershman, and I am CEO and co-founder of Owl Autonomous Imaging. I want to thank Plug and Play and the mobility companies who selected Owl as a participant for the Mobility Cohort Batch 7. We are a solutions company providing 3D intelligent thermal ranging platforms based on proprietary image sensors and software for safe navigation of autonomous things. Automated robotic operation is driving a global transformation throughout industrial, consumer, and services mobility. This transformation is constrained by the rate of safety improvement. Branding, regulatory, and insurance demands are all metered by continued improvement in safety metrics. Owl's vision is that perception systems will need to see everything, night or day, across extreme chaotic environments. The problem, as highlighted here by the New York Times, is simply that current perception systems fail to see, that is, to detect and identify high-value objects such as people, bicycles, or animals consistently. And here are the conditions where pedestrians or other objects are very difficult to see, including rain, snow, fog, glare, smoke, dust, and of course darkness. Owl can see in all of these conditions. Based on technology that Owl developed under a challenge grant for the U.S. Air Force, Owl has introduced a new sensor modality which we call Intelligent 3D Thermal Imaging. Here you can see the capabilities of our imager, including detection, classification, range, and velocity in any condition, and we have an extensive patent portfolio on this. Through our involvement with Plug and Play, now has increased our customer engagements by over 40%. Here's a quick look at the new strategic customers we're now engaged with. Further, we have secured a paid POC. OWL intends to enhance our thermal ranging ability to accurately measure object range out to at least 75 meters and couple that with the properties of our HD thermal imager. To give you a better idea of what OWL can do, I will show you a short video demonstrating our thermal ranging capability. Here you see two images, top and bottom. The bottom is a traditional visual image, and the top is a thermal image. The thermal image has been enhanced with a color coding scheme, where the yellows are the near field, the reds are midfield, and the purples and dark blacks are the far field. Both of these images were shot side by side on a country road from a vehicle with ambient lighting. As I run the video, see if you can detect multiple bicycles, pedestrian, and vehicles, both top and bottom. And here we go. So here you go. You should see an object on the left, actually two. How many identified two bicycles, both top and bottom, and how quickly did you see them? And then as we come up, you're going to see an object on the left-hand side right now, and it's going to start to swing around to the right as the car comes around the corner. Take a close look, top and bottom. And again, how many of you were able to easily detect both an SUV top and bottom and both a pedestrian top and bottom? Our business model is to sell complete image systems, that is 3D thermal imagers and associated software, to industrial and autonomous applications. Within the automotive consumer space, we are partnering with major Tier 1 automotive suppliers to manufacture the systems. I will provide key components in the form of core thermal sensor suite, key 3D optics, and licensed software. And here you can see the market opportunities for the industrial on the left and for the ADAS autonomous driver systems on the right. The COVID situation has impacted everyone. OWL is reacting by working to quickly release a FeverCam camera to address this need. At present, FeverCam solutions are one of the fastest growing markets in the world with an estimated 76% year-on-year growth. For investors in the audience, OWL is looking to close an initial seed round. We have raised $2.3 million from friends and family, angels, and a key strategic investor, and we're looking to top that off with another $2.5 million. If you are interested, you can find my contact information on the final slide. And with that, I'll say thank you and take questions.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for the overview. Now, moving on, we will hear from Jetcool. Jetcool is working on cooling technology for high-power electronics. And honestly, whatever their solution is, I think that's exactly what I need in my room right now. But that's just me. Let's hear what they have to say and what they have been focusing on over the past months.
Greetings. My name is Jordan Mizrak, and I'm the Director of Technology at Jetcool Technologies. Today, I will show you how Jetcool's disruptive cooling technology will enable the ongoing electrification revolution. Electronic devices are continually becoming smaller and more powerful, but we are attempting to keep them cool using decade-old cooling technologies, such as the metal cold plate. However, modern electronics are outpacing the cooling capability of traditional techniques, and as a result, electronics are simply getting too hot. This is not an acute problem either. Aerospace radar electronics need greater range and higher frequency. AI processors churn through billions of computations per day on credit card-sized chips. And emerging electric vehicles process hundreds of kilowatts to achieve a long-range, high-performance vehicle experience. Specifically, devices like IGBT traction inverters, DC-DC converters, and fast-charging infrastructure are often the trickiest devices to keep cool due to their high power and small size. Fortunately, Jetcool has a solution that will modernize cooling of high power density devices. We bring an MIT-developed technology which offers 10 times better heat transfer through advanced fluid dynamics and better thermal design. With improved cooling, we are able to offer smaller, more compact solutions that are lighter weight and easy to integrate. Finally, with our modules fabricated via advanced 3D printing and smart material choices, we are able to provide solutions at lower costs than the bulky metal plates that dominate the industry. How is all of this possible? Jetcool integrates microscopic fluid jets into our cooling modules, directing them perpendicularly at the device surface to more effectively remove heat over the standard parallel flow configuration. We have achieved heat transfer coefficients of 400,000 watts per meter squared degree C in Jetcool products, easily 10 times better than the current state-of-the-art microchannel solutions. Benefits have been widespread in early pilots, including 250% power increases in defense electronics, 37% lower temperatures in data center processors, and 65% lower cost medical solutions. Of greatest excitement for Jetcool, however, is its value add to the electric vehicle industry. Jetcool is excited to offer smaller and lighter weight solutions to enable longer range EVs, lightning fast charging times, and second to none vehicle performance. After 5 years and $1.5 million of investment from MIT in aerospace applications, Jetcool is seeking early partners to adopt its technology to the EV market space. Jetcool raised a seed funding round in February 2020, led by Ray Stata, the founder and chairman of Analog Devices. Jetcool is seeking pilot programs to demonstrate the benefits of improved cooling in electric vehicle systems. Thanks for listening today, and although Jetcool may not be able to shield you from the heat of the upcoming summer months, your high power density electronic devices will certainly need us. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, guys, for the presentation and overview. Now, next up, we will have one silicon chip Photonics, which is an integrated and reliable motion sensing solution. Please tell us more about what OSCP is all about.
Hi, my name is Kazem Zandi, and I'm the founder and CEO of One Silicon Chip Photonics, or OSCP. And at OSCP, we sell inertial measurement units, or IMU, to drone manufacturer and tier 1 car suppliers. Navigation sensor, motion sensors, or IMU, they include accelerometer and gyroscope, and they use to navigate a moving object. These sensors represent over $3 billion market for drones and $2 billion market for self-driving cars by 2025. We are also looking at other markets such as industry, energy, and aerospace. So what is the problem? A drone of this size usually uses MEMS IMU of this size. These sensors are small, low power, and not expensive, but they are not accurate and reliable enough. There are other products in the market that are called fiber optic gyroscope, or FOG, and they are very accurate, but they're bulky, power hungry, expensive, and not reliable as well. And that's why we have come up with a photonic integrated solution where all components are integrated on a single chip. Compared to the FOG product, our sensor is 50 times smaller, it uses 8 times less power, it can be up to 30 times cheaper, it has the same accuracy, and it's 3 times more reliable because of the integration. We're also looking at integrating the LiDAR with the IMU, since both products can share the laser and photodetectors. So myself, I've been the founder and CEO since 2015. My background is in MEMS, laser, and optics. I have over 25 years of industry experience in this domain. Richard Baudry is the CTO, and he has 20 years of industrial experience in semiconductor manufacturing, including working for big foundries such as Teledyne Delso. Yuan Justin and Saurabh Bedi are helping us with the R&D. We're also a portfolio of Silicon Catalyst, a Silicon Valley-based incubator with a team of experts in semiconductor industry. So in terms of product development, we are focusing on the gyroscope. The plan is to make the product smaller and smaller and improve the performance over the time. So right now, we are working with the foundry in Quebec, and we're planning to provide 20 samples by the end of this year to 10 of the customers that we are currently engaged with. To complete this manufacturing, we're looking at $500,000 pre-seed, which of that $350,000 is a grant that is already being committed. After that, we will raise $5 million seed, which $2 million of it is a grant to complete the production and be able to sell to drone manufacturer. After that, we'll integrate the laser and detector on the same chip to be able to further reduce the cost and be able to sell it to self-driving car manufacturer in 2022. So as I mentioned, we'll be raising a $5 million seed in 2021. That will enable us to produce 20,000 sensors, each at $500, and generate $10 million in 2022. And by working on the production ramp up and integrating the laser and the detector on the same chip, we'll reduce the cost to $100, and that will enable us to produce 500,000 units and generate $50 million by 2024. Founded in 2015 in Montreal, so far we have raised $1 million Canadian grant and $400,000 private investment. We also get $2.2 million in-kind service through our incubator Silicon Catalyst. And with 2 working prototypes, we're looking at mass production in 2021. We also have 2 patents. One of them is already granted and the other one is pending. Thank you very much for your attention, and I'm happy to answer any question you have.
Excellent. Thank you so much, guys, for being with us here today. Now, moving on, we will have Soundtrack AI. Soundtrack AI is an acoustics-based and AI-enabled predictive maintenance platform.
Hi, everyone. My name is Miron. I am CEO and co-founder of Soundtrack AI. And we help you make the most of your mechanical assets by listening to your machine. Our deep tech platform analyzes the acoustic signature of mechanical systems and monitors their performance to identify anomalies early on before they become critical. And we can do that in an extremely efficient way and with over 95% accuracy. We developed this technology over the last 3 years, and in the past few months, we've been hard at work implementing it with main manufacturing, aerospace, and automotive partners, from monitoring a life support system on board the International Space Station to identifying anomalies on industrial cranes and automating analysis of flight test data. To do this, you need the right kind of team, and we bring the right kind of experience both on the business side and the science side. I'm an experienced entrepreneur. I founded 2 companies and built fast-moving teams for small and large companies. My co-founder, Ronen, completed his postdoc at Cambridge University over 20 years ago, where he analyzed patterns in sound waves using artificial intelligence technologies. Since then, he went on to develop dozens of commercial products in this field. And over the past few months, Ronen essentially packaged this 2 decades of very specific experience and knowledge into a set of acoustic learning libraries, which became the basis of our platform. Before joining the team, Avishai, our CTO, founded 2 technology startups that were successfully sold and is now in charge of turning those libraries into a solid platform. You might ask yourself, why acoustics? There are a lot of sensors out there. Well, it turns out that sound has some specific qualities that are very valuable. For example, we only need 1 sound sensor to monitor a large number of components, and it is completely unobtrusive. We don't even need to see it in order to measure it. And we are using this technology in many ways, from automating testing processes that are done manually today with sound, or for condition-based monitoring of industrial manufacturing machinery, etc. And all this is done in a very cost-effective way. Our platform uses a unique combination of acoustic engineering and machine learning, and as a result, it is extremely efficient compared with anything else out there. We need only minutes of recording, whereas other needs hundreds and sometimes thousands of hours. And we take a fraction of the time to train and monitor an algorithm. We can build a model in days instead of months that others take. Our algorithms are so highly efficient that they need minimal processing power to perform the actual monitoring. The bottom line of all of this is that this efficiency opens up a whole world of use cases for this kind of technology that were simply not economical until now. As we all know, the past few months have been challenging, and we've been very fortunate to be able to continue and develop our solution offering. And I'm happy to say that all 3 projects that we started this year have been successful, and that we are entering into a commercial agreement with our client as a result. In addition, in order to address the immense impact of COVID-19 or on air travel, we developed a passenger screening platform for respiratory symptoms using sound, which is now entering testing with a major European airport.
Great. Thank you so much, guys, for the presentation. Now, moving on, we will have Adapt. Adapt is an open transportation data collaboration platform that offers a very simple and easy way to catalog and connect mobility data to develop smart cities applications. Tell us more about that, please.
Hi, thanks for your time. My name is Dinesh from Adapt. Before I talk to you about Adapt, let me share with you a little bit of information about myself. I've been in the tech industry for over 15 years. And for the past number of years, I've mainly been focusing in the automotive and the transportation sector. I've worked alongside some of the largest organizations in the world and have been invited to speak about the future of mobility in Europe, Asia, as well as here in US. One thing I found common about most of these organizations that are interested in the sector is because they want to work in projects related to smart cities, mass, in-vehicle experience, as well as predictive maintenance. So why are they interested? One is that they truly want to create applications that can improve people's lives in society. And secondly, they want to transform their business. They want to be a more data-driven organizations. And after all, the market size is huge in this sector. As more and more moving vehicles as well as infrastructures are sending data, there's no lack of data within an organization. Question is how to apply AI on top of these data. However, there are concerns and limitations. For example, there is lack of clarity on what applications people demand. And usually it requires high technical skills as well as the right tools. That's why we created Adapt. The idea of Adapt is to create a very simple platform that allows any organizations to start using data as well as AI. So this is data. Well, it doesn't matter what kind of data source or format, it's just a bunch of numbers. Unless you have the right skills with the right tools and willing to spend time on it, there's nothing much you can do about it. This is how Adapt sees data. We give each data set a profile. We score them and make them accessible to anyone that you want them to use the data sets. The deployment is very simple. Just a few clicks, we will automate the organizations of the data, give it a score, and help you to train the model. And more importantly, when you are ready to develop applications or analyze those data, it's just another few clicks. We want our partners to really focus on applications that they want to build. For example, smart parking for smart cities, advanced analytics for doing predictive maintenance, or having their own AI models that they can use. We work with companies, cities, as well as developers who want access to quality data sets. These are some of the applications that we have built from accident reconstructions for InsurTech to road detections for cities. I know we are in a very difficult situation today due to both COVID-19 as well as the big changes happening in our sector. We want our partners to focus in creating new business opportunities while allowing us to automate most of the tasks and provide the intelligence in a low cost and low risk manner. My co-founder Eric and myself has been in Silicon Valley for a number of years, working with some of the largest tech companies in the world. We come from a technical background with the passion and aim in using technologies to improve people's lives. We would love to have a chance to work with you to create values for our society. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for the presentation. Also, to everyone who is watching us online right now, feel free to use hashtag PNP Summer 2020. We would love to hear from you. We would love to see more about your thoughts and also engage in a conversation. So I guess we'll see you on Twitter if you use the hashtag. But now let's proceed with our next presenter of today, and that is going to be Synaptiv. Synaptiv is a connected car platform helping fleets and OEMs monetize the data generated by their connected vehicles.
Hello, I'm Matt Lewis from Synaptiv. We are a connected car platform, and we are leveraging vehicle data to power the next generation of mobility. We're taking advantage of the fact that most cars today are connected, which means the data generated by these vehicles can be harnessed and used for innovative use cases. We're also seeing an evolution in the mobility landscape with the appearance of a wide range of car-centric business models, such as car sharing, ride-hailing, pay-per-usage insurance, smart city insights, such as the distribution and availability of EV charging infrastructure, real-time parking information, etc. And this has led to a real explosion in the ecosystem of companies that are now providing services within smart cities and mobility operations. And these are all services that require some level of access to vehicle data. And this is really where Synaptiv comes in. We are a specialist car data platform. We integrate with the telematics systems on vehicles, process that data within our platform, and make it available through our API to our smart city and mobility operator customers. We're not simply just providing raw data. We also, all the data within our platform sits within an analytics framework, and we've developed a number of algorithms to transform that data into innovative insights and services that are also available to our smart city and mobility operator customers. An example of how a mobility operator would use our system is Haven, which is a premium ride-hailing service provider in London. Their fleet is based entirely on Jaguar Land Rover vehicles. And so what Synaptiv does, we integrate with all JLR vehicles, and we provide access to data off these vehicles through our API, which is what Fleetonomy integrates with, Fleetonomy in turn providing the ride-hailing platform that underpins the Haven service. For our smart city customers, the next few slides are going to provide a few examples of the types of insights we can deliver based on the data that's managed within our platform. So on this slide here, we're taking data from a fleet of vehicles based in London, sampling the air quality sensor, which is part of the air conditioning system, sampling it in real time at 1 hertz, at 1 time a second, and this allows us to build a pollution heat map that allows us to identify pollution black spots across the city. And then taking data such as suspension height information, wheel speed, G-forces generated by acceleration events of the vehicle, we can transform this data into an assessment of the road quality surface, where we can identify road health on a road segment by segment basis. And using the same set of signals, we can also identify the location of specific defects on the road surface, such as the location of potholes. So this is just a brief summary of Synaptiv. Of course, we're keen to partner with corporations as part of this program. Our platform can be used as a data platform, as a data analytics solution for any mobility operations. For potential OEM partners, our platform can power the data requirements for any of your mobility operator customers. Also, many OEMs have access to large volumes of vehicle data that can be quite granular in nature. And we believe that Synaptiv is the perfect monetization partner because of our ability to transform these data sets into a range of smart city insights. For automotive suppliers, our analytics framework can be used to build predictive maintenance models for components, predicting potential component failure. And for any suppliers that are providing telematic systems for vehicles, our platform can provide a public-facing, customer-facing API interface for the data managed by these telematics systems. So that's it from me. Thank you very much for listening to this presentation.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the presentation, guys. Now we will proceed with Above Robotics. They are working on a platform to coordinate multiple autonomous robots into a single seamless workflow. Please tell us more about your work.
Hi, my name is Dirk Beth. I'm a veteran tech entrepreneur, and I'm a director at Above Robotics. Thank you for your time today. I really appreciate you taking the time to hear our story and be part of what we're up to. Above Robotics is keeping the world moving. When we first went down the path of creating an autonomous systems company, we asked ourselves a question: what does true autonomy look like? And our answer was a long endurance system that could go from mission to mission on its own. And it turns out that wasn't the answer. And most people working in the autonomous system space are very focused on their individual vehicle system, their point solutions. But just like organizations full of different people with different roles and responsibilities, companies, as they adopt autonomous systems, are going to need robots and vehicles of different kinds with different capabilities. And they're not going to want to adopt different control systems for all of these different assets. So when we came to the new answer, it's teamwork for robots. And with that, we started to build a team. We built a team of people with varying backgrounds from major research universities and who've worked at major automotive, aerospace, and high-tech industries. And when you look at the interest and eagerness to adopt autonomous systems, you can look across a number of different industries. And this represents about $30 trillion worth of market. So it's not just self-driving cars that passenger cars sold to people, but industrial operations in geofenced and restricted areas across all different industries. And so we're working in a number of these areas: smart airports, last mile delivery, agriculture, logistics, and power lines. And we either have partners that we're working with or have signed LOIs across these different markets. So Bob's software product is really a cloud-based product, and we do have two pieces of hardware. But if you have a native autonomous and connected vehicle, that can be brought onto our network very, very easily. But we have our connectivity hardware, which is our Microburst Connect, which allows secure connectivity and control of those vehicles from our cloud, and our Lightning system, which allows sensor fusion and full self-driving and low-speed operations. The middleware of our cloud product has a catalog of different autonomous systems in which we keep vehicle dynamics and other specifications on those systems, as well as the API. A catalog of different functions that any of these systems can consume. And there's a workflow engine that lets you put those two things together. And in addition, we have the ability to have microservices really control some of those actions within the workflow. So data coming in from external systems like ERP systems can control a vehicle. Again, customers don't want different control systems, but they can see everything in a single pane of glass in our remote operating center interface, in which you can see your whole fleet of different systems and the health of those systems. The intelligence of Above's cloud using AI can efficiently route those vehicles and continuously operate them and resolve issues. So for instance, if we know that the vehicle won't be able to complete its mission because of a charge limit, we'll automatically route a charge workflow and even add a different vehicle to provide continuous operation. Above is a startup. We're early stage. Our business model is SaaS. Again, we charge $3,000 per month per site and $189 per agent, which gives us a really great way to grow this business, but also creates a really nice efficiency for our customers. We're raising an $8 million A round later this year. We're closing out the remaining $500K, in which we have soft commitments on a lot of that already. As a stage, we're probably technically more advanced than where we are as a stage. We are engaging in a number of pilots and looking to close out some more. We have a number of great pilot partners. We're also part of a number of very important accelerators that have made great introductions to corporate partners. And we're in discussions with a number of very interesting VCs and CVCs on our A round. So true autonomy is robots working together, delivering on the promise of autonomy from above. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for the overview. Now, carrying on, we will hear from Roadz. They are developing a data-enabled marketplace that connects commercial fleets to an ecosystem of smart fleet solutions. Please, take us away.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Ran Meroz, and I'm the CEO of Roadz. The $1 trillion market for commercial fleet services is getting bigger and more complex every day. There are hundreds of digital services for commercial fleets in dozens of categories. You are sitting today through presentations from some of them. Those services can help commercial fleets reduce costs, improve productivity, or increase safety. But in order to be able to do that, most of them need to be integrated with vehicle data. As a fleet manager, looking for fleet services on Google is not practical. You want one place where you can discover the right solutions for your fleet and know that those solutions can be easily integrated with your fleet data. The solution for those problems is the data-enabled marketplace that connects commercial fleets to an ecosystem of smart fleet solutions. Data from fleet vehicles and drivers is normalized on the Roadz data platform and then made available to solution providers to enable their solutions. A data-enabled marketplace makes the entire fleet services market bigger by reducing friction for everyone. Roadz can overcome the typical chicken and egg problem faced by many marketplaces by bringing the demand side of the marketplace through partnerships. Roadz marketplace can be hosted by large established providers who can embed the marketplace into their portal and offer it to their fleet customers. OEMs, tier ones, fleet management companies, telematics service providers, supply chain companies, insurance carriers, and other providers of services to commercial fleets can host a marketplace and broaden the scope of services they offer to their fleet customers. Roadz has partnered with some of the largest players in the North American fleet ecosystem and gain access to tens of thousands of commercial fleets that operate over 1 million commercial vehicles, and many more are in the pipeline. We will soon finish onboarding the first 20 solution providers, and we target 50 solutions to be offered through the marketplace by the end of the year. We're a team of mobility and fleet tech veterans from some of the industry's leading corporations, and we're based in Silicon Valley. We are happy to talk with companies that offer solutions to commercial fleets and want to gain access to tens of thousands of prospective customers, as well as gain access to normalized fleet data. We're also interested in talking with large mobility and automotive companies, supply chain companies, and insurance carriers who are interested in hosting a fleet services marketplace. We're soon starting to meet investors for our next funding round and would be happy to talk to investors who are interested in the commercial fleet market or investors who are interested in investing in marketplaces. Thank you.
Wonderful. Once again, thank you so much for the presentation. Now, carrying on, we will have Robotire. They are automating vehicle maintenance for today's regular vehicles and future autonomous vehicles with robots and software, starting with tire changing. Please tell us more about that.
My name is Victor Grofi, CEO and founder of Robotire. Over 2.5 years ago, I was sitting at a service center waiting to get my tires changed, and it took 3 hours. And as I sat there, I thought to myself, look, you've built robots for the likes of Tesla, SpaceX, Apple, Intel, Zoom Pizza, and CafeX. Why can't you build robots to automate tire changing? So I built Robotire on the belief that all vehicle maintenance will eventually be automated. Now we're starting by building robots to change tires. And we're selling these to existing service center via a lease model. Now, why tires? One, they're consumable. Two, they're forever. And they scale from the tiniest little bot to big rigs. Additionally, the industry is facing a massive labor shortage to the tune of 36,000 technicians short, and we're losing techs faster than we're replacing them. The second is the tire changing process for a set of 4 tires is over an hour and is a very inefficient process. So with our Robotire solution, we can do a set of 4 tires in 10 minutes. So how does that work? We have our own automated lift that once the vehicle is driven in, we'll pick up the car. Then we have a single arm with a single wrench that goes and removes the lug nuts off of the vehicle. Then we have a larger robot that will handle pulling the tire on and off the vehicle and then placing it onto existing tire changers and balancers. The 2 key aspects of Robotire system is one, that our robots are all cloud computing in the sense that we pull from predetermined libraries. The second is how we're using machine learning to override robot code whenever our vision systems can't identify what they're supposed to be identified. So currently, we have our first system live at a garage in San Carlos, Tools Garage. We have 6 additional systems under contract. We have a signed LOU and finalizing a full distribution agreement in the dealership channel. Now, our business model is that we charge $10 per tire. The shops that we're going after are averaging about 2,500 tires per month. So via those numbers, if we sold 350 robots, we would hit our 100 million in annual recurring revenue. Now the market is that there's about 500 million tires sold annually in the US. If we charge $10 a tire, that gives us a $5 billion addressable market. Now our competitive advantage is that we're first out of the market. We have an expert team and our partnerships will eliminate potential competitors and block out potential competitors, i.e. our partnership with Hunter. Plus our roadmap for next vehicle servicing will keep us ahead of the game. The team is comprised of myself and Will Mates, who has been building software for dealerships for his whole career. The vision is that robots will be eventually performing all vehicle maintenance, and tires are just the beginning. Soon we'll move into brakes, oil changes, and more, while also building out solutions that can change tires for big rigs. Currently, we are raising $3 million. We have half of that committed, and that will be used to deploy our 6 contracts, plus the pilots that we're in negotiation with via Goodyear and Tesla. Thank you, and who's ready to robo and go?
Awesome. Thank you so much for being with us here today. Next up, we will have Frenzy. Frenzy makes mobility free, sustainable, and engaging. Tell us more about that, please.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Martin McMullen, and I'm the founder of Frenzy. Frenzy is a platform that allows people to sell discretionary time as they move around the transit system to consume content, games, deals, and actually then turn that into money, which then can be spent on the reduction of their transit journeys or paid for other things like Netflix subscriptions, Spotify subscriptions, buying coffees, buying your next McDonald's burgers, or anything else that you want to spend your Frenzy dollars on. The reason that we're doing that is we really believe that transport needs to move from moving people from A to B to focusing actually what people are doing whilst they're moving from A to B, and that's by engaging them with location-specific content and then enabling them to plug into a marketplace where they can actually engage with content and actually buy those services as they move around the transport system. At the same time, we use some of that advertising revenue to actually make the transport system more sustainable. For every journey that's carried out in Frenzy or booked or planned in Frenzy, we do the carbon offsetting at our cost, at no cost to the user or the transport system. So, the transport system accounts for about 30% of a city's or a country's carbon footprint. So the more we can do to improve that, the better the environmental performance of cities will be and improve the environmental performance of the planet as a whole. At the same time, we want to make it more accessible, so allow riders to reduce the cost of transport by activating deals and rewards and plugging into that advertising dollar which we bring into the transport sector to reduce the cost of mobility across public transportation, shared transportation, scooters, bikes, and ride sharing. If and when autonomous vehicles come to market, again, this is another market which we would play into and be that content management system to deliver personalized content to people directly in the vehicle, which greatly will increase the amount of discretionary time in the transport system. But today we're focused on transport because that's where the largest amount of discretionary time is. Optiki is our ticketing platform, which allows us to issue tickets, do the multimodal journeys, and do mobility as a service, subscriptions and like. Frenzy is a customer experience platform that sits over the top of it with programmatic advertising built into it. So from a Frenzy point of view, what it allows the users to do is trade off some of their time and data to generate Frenzy dollars. We then go away and match that with advertisers using our programmatic platform. That then goes back to the customer's wallet. That allows them to reduce the cost of transport without having any impact on the transport provider's margins, so therefore bringing more revenue into the transport system to make transit more sustainable or more cheaper, depending on how a transit agency wants to operate. In New Zealand, where we launched in December, we've built some really good ecosystem partnerships across McDonald's, Spark, Samsung, Skinny Mobile, and all of the main advertising industries. And then also with our transit operators across Keolis, who are a French transit company, doing some work in Australia with those guys. And then also doing a proof of concept with the Bay Area Regional Transportation Authority. Optiki is our mass platform, which enables ticketing as a service, on-demand and fixed route transportation modeling, forecasting, analytics, and then also software that will run on any type of non-proprietary hardware. So any NFC, open loop, mobile payments. At the same time, we're using Frenzy data and Optiki data to allow us to do predictions using an algorithm to attribute people to public transportation so we can go to infrastructureless payments in the coming years. Here's a quick overview of some of our metrics. They speak for themselves. And really, this is a great opportunity to partner with us, get involved early on as we redefine the future of discretionary time, starting with transportation. Thanks for your time, and all the best.
Great. Great job. Thank you, guys. Now, next up, we will have Hi Auto. Hi Auto is a deep learning software-only system that leverages a speaker-facing camera and a single microphone for more accurate speech recognition and clear speech enhancement.
Hello everyone, my name is Roy Barar and I'm the CEO of Hi Auto. To remind you what we do, let's see a video of 3 people talking simultaneously in a car moving at 70 miles per hour. Afterwards, you will see how Hi Auto is able to separate the speakers to clean audio channels.
I want a large cappuccino. I want an espresso with soy milk. Can I get your ticket to the Grand Canal Station? Find Thai restaurants next to 24. I want a large cappuccino. I want an espresso with soy milk. Can I get your ticket?
Let's do a walk. He told me, Daddy, we're already behind on our schedule.
The way Hi Auto is doing this is by using a deep learning algorithm, a camera that tracks the lips movement of the speaker, and a microphone in order to extract the component of the speaker from the overall noisy sound. We are using it in order to improve the speech recognition reliability under noisy conditions in the automotive industry. Since the beginning of the plug and play program, we've selected our second vertical. We are focusing on touch displays that are becoming the new normal in self-ordering, self-checkout, and also self-check-in at airports. People become used to using these touch surfaces. But because of COVID-19, over 70% of people are concerned and expect to be more conservative before touching a public surface that others have touched before them. And over 50% of people expect that or would like voice interface to be an alternative to the touch interface. But voice interface doesn't work well in a noisy environment, especially when other people are talking in the background. Also, voice interfaces require a wake word. Alexa burger, Alexa fries. Not such a great experience. Hi Auto is introducing a revolutionary product that takes any touch interface and makes it touchless. What we're doing, instead of touching a coffee selection, you would say the voice label that we are automatically positioning next to the menu item. So you know exactly what you need to say. In this case, you would say 1. Let's see how it works in action.
L C down F J.
Hi Auto has 4 unique advantages to this new solution we call touchless.ai. First of all, it's very easy for the user to understand what they need to say. Second, it's resilient to noise, even if other people talk next to you, because we're leveraging our audio-visual noise elimination technology. You don't need any Alexa burger anymore, and it's easy to deploy. No code integration, we run side by side. As I said, for the automotive industry, we're looking to work with tier 1s and OEMs in order to prove the impact of our audio-visual enhancement solution in making speech recognition more reliable in the car. For the touchless vertical, we're looking to work with hospitality brands, restaurant brands, airports, in order to make the environment safer. And finally, we would love to talk to VCs prior to our round A that is expected to be in 2021. Thank you for listening and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you so much for the presentation and thanks for being here with us today. Now we will move forward with Bendshape by Tactual Labs. They call themselves an innovator in human-computer interaction technology. Let's hear them out.
Tactual and its Bendshape division have rapidly grown into a team of more than 60 full-time engineers. We pioneer new shape-sensing technology that exists at the intersection of 3 disparate domains: signal processing, flexible applied materials, and actuation. The Bendshape team's mission is to measure shape change, whether that shape change comes from movement of the human body, a hinge, a robotic arm, the sway of a bridge or a building, or the expansion and contraction of our chest every time we take a breath. In the 3rd quarter, Tactual will launch its revolutionary Bendshape Explorer Kit, its mass production-ready shape-sensing platform for consumer, industrial, medical, and vehicle use cases. The Bendshape Explorer Kit allows accurate measurement of multiple independent bends along a single thin sensor strip. Over the last few months, we compacted our Bendshape sensing platform into a svelte, durable strip, measuring just 15 millimeters wide and 3 millimeters thick. Bendshape Explorer Edition sensors are made from off-the-shelf, mass production-ready electronics, integrated seamlessly onto a flexible sensor. This high degree of integration of all of Bendshape's signal processing, communications, and sensor components onto a single flexible substrate maximizes Bendshape's use cases, gross margins, portability, and mechanical durability. Indeed, when paired with a battery or a regenerative power source, Bendshape Explorer sensors can already function as self-contained wireless shape monitors. As the COVID-19 pandemic requires a marketing model that transcends in-person sales, our new Bendshape Explorer Kit was crafted from the ground up to deliver a demo-in-a-box experience. The kit ships as a self-contained, instant-on product demonstration with a dedicated visualizer display. There's no software to install, no buttons to press, just an immediate sensing experience. Even amidst this global pandemic, customer interest in Bendshape is strong and diverse. Bendshape demand is fueled by the desire to break free of the constraints imposed by today's proven market for rigid rotary encoders. Rotary encoders used in consumer electronics, factory automation, and vehicles sell over 2 billion units annually. Bendshape will also address new use cases in health, medical, and consumer wearables, where fast-growing annual sales are already in the tens of millions of units. Vehicle companies want to explore Bendshape to build adaptive suspensions, lighten and streamline hinges, and create new types of shape-changing buttons and knobs in the cockpit. Construction, manufacturing, and retail companies are interested in developing body pose tracking worker garments with seamlessly integrated Bendshape sensors. Robotics companies see Bendshape as a path to build lighter, more streamlined robots with shape-informed grasp and the ability to perform more fine-grained organic or fluid motions. Mixed reality manufacturers want Bendshape strips in gloves, shirts, and pants to track and bring body pose and movement into the virtual world. Construction and extractive industries have approached Tactual to understand the path for integrating durable Bendshape strips into infrastructure to monitor structural health and intelligently trigger conditional maintenance for large structures such as bridges, pipelines, tunnels, or buildings. Medical innovators in the Bendshape team are harnessing our shape sensor to build better respiration and physical therapy devices that can provide more effective care outside and inside the hospital. With Bendshape, we can finally track human respiration by observing chest volume changes with a battery-powered Bendshape chest sensor that requires no specialized training to deploy. The force of our shape sensing mission has helped us to execute a Series A preferred equity term sheet for a third quarter closing.
Amazing. Great progress, guys. Now we will proceed with our next company, which is Wluper. Wluper is a machine learning and natural language understanding company with the vision to enable true conversational interfaces for the transportation and navigation space.
Hello everyone, my name is Ed and I'm the lead machine learning and natural language processing engineer here at Wluper. At Wluper, we're building real conversational AI. The problem with existing intelligent assistants is that they can only do a few things reasonably well, but nothing perfectly. This, together with their ability to only understand stiff, robotic, one-way commands, leads to an overselling of the idea of AI, where people have seen no impact on their daily lives. They are basically considered nothing more than gadgets. We have a very clear focus to make it possible for humans to actually have a conversation with their machines. We build the most advanced conversational AI, one that understands true dialogues for one domain at a time. Narrowing down the problem and having a clear focus allows our system to understand much more natural and complex questions, and ultimately follow-up questions based on the previous system response. We understand very human questions with all their nuances, as in, hey man, do you think I'll catch the next Central Line train westbound if I hurry? Or, hi there, can you tell me a good restaurant with at least 4 stars close to the Palace Theatre? Ultimately, this enables a real conversational back and forth, like in this example, where the user has questions based on the previous iteration. More importantly, however, is that the user referred to things like near there. What does near there mean for a machine? If Alexa could think, she would probably ask, near where? In real life, she would always say, sorry, I didn't get that one. We understand that deep learning or a tense alone won't do it, which is why we are building our own tech stack and pushing frontiers in deep semantic NLU, discourse modeling, dynamic dialogue state tracking, and dialogue management. We also designed our architecture differently, which can be elaborated later if needed. Now, have you ever heard of Alzheimer's? No? Every intelligent assistant is suffering from it. We developed and tested a first prototype that outperformed all others in remembering things. And we started turning our developed IP and technology into scalable products, which we will split into 2 phases. First, we will be developing a much more sophisticated one-shot system, which turns free-form text like natural language into structured knowledge. This leads to true dialogue, a powerful engine for a 2-way, open-ended flow of communication. Our initial focus will be on the auto and mobility space, as there are a lot of possibilities. Applying conversational AI to this domain has the potential to radically improve the overall user experience and close the pain that many people feel when on the go. So, our future customers are diversified across these promising markets, with our focus being on car makers and Tier 1 suppliers, who at the moment incorporate unscalable legacy assistants, with NLP skills being among the poorest experiences. We will reduce the deployment life cycles for sophisticated voice technology from years to weeks, and save both automotive and mobility players time and millions in development. To summarize the core values of our tech, companies will keep power and control over their data, users, and brands, and they will see that more sophisticated dialogue capabilities will be the only differentiator in the future. If you now take a look into the future, how do you think people will interact with autonomous cars? How will they navigate through cities and suburbs? How will they ask a self-driving Uber to stop at the next corner? A new generation of conversational AI is needed, and we are creating it. Within our keen team of researchers and engineers, we have backgrounds in machine learning, NLP, maths, and computational linguistics, spanning experience from an array of organizations like Nuance, Apple Siri, and Amazon's Alexa. We are currently raising a round where we already received several soft commitments and continue our conversations with VCs and corporate venture units to identify the best possible syndicate. We're more than happy to tell you more about that. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the presentation. Next up, we will hear from EV-Chip Energy. EV-Chip delivers a system solution based on a chip and algorithm that monitors and controls a battery pack while in charging, discharging, and also in resting conditions. Please educate us more about your technology.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alon Medina, and I'm the CEO of EV-Chip. Imagine a world in which the weight and price of electric cars are cut by 50%, a world where efficient rechargeable batteries significantly reduce the need for fossil fuels. EV-Chip revolutionary battery management technology that dynamically controls any battery pack at the cell level can make all this a reality. EV-Chip increases any battery output, enhances battery with a much longer life, accelerates the charging speed with a minimal cell wear out while reducing the number of cells in the battery pack and significantly reducing the cell's production costs. Let's start by going through the restricting factors faced by current battery technology. Batteries are built from cells that are pre-assembled and wired in groups, some in parallel to provide current and some in serial to provide voltage. The manufacturing of cells involves sophisticated procedures that are designed to produce near identical cells. Unfortunately, even marginal differences in each cell grow over time in correlation to the stress each cell endures and to its physical location in the pack. The battery fixed cell's circuitry is the reason that both the battery capacity, the speed of charge, and the lifespan are limited by the wear out of the weakest cells in the pack. Batteries are costly due to manufacturing efforts to tighten cells viability and because of the intensive testing and sorting of the cells prior to the pack assembly. Generic battery management system, BMS's, main function is to disconnect the battery when the first cell in the pack reaches its individual charge limit. Battery cell's wear out is proportional to the passing current square. Therefore, BMS also limits the charge currents passing through the cells to reduce the risk of fire by lowering the excessive wear out in the weak cells. As battery age, each cell's specific top and bottom limits are going closer at different rates and diminish the entire battery pack usable capacity. EV-Chip has completely revolutionized the structure and management of the battery pack. We simply bring the idea of networking into the battery pack and transform its fixed architecture into a smart, switchable architecture. We do this by embedding a switching processor into the pack using an available yet relatively new semiconductor processors. This power chip enables battery cells to switch with very little heat dissipation loss. EV-Chip's BMS chip can dynamically change the internal connection between cells according to performance optimizing algorithms. EV-Chip's patented and proprietary integrated circuit accurately monitors in an open and closed circuit each cell through state of charge and deactivates any cell that accumulates higher wear out level or reaches its individual electric charge limits. Our machine learning algorithms can adjust the grid to absorb more current without risking the weak cells. By controlling each cell in the battery pack, EV chip can perform both serialization and parallelization of the battery architecture. This enables the creation of efficient AC waveform, negating the need of an expensive inverter. In this example, we have simulated EV chip on a Nissan Leaf. Using our simulation MATLAB tool, we input any pack structure, cell chemistries, cell aging function, charge regimes, ambient data, and load profile, and compare standard BMS management with EV chips management over 10,000 cycles. In this table, we show an example of typical improvement EV chip brings to a specific set of input parameters. EV chip's business model is based on 3 elements. We will license our technology, selling integrated circuits to different products and verticals. And the third one is to provide sophisticated algorithms that will optimize the performance of these batteries. We are currently raising $5 million at a pre-money valuation of $25 million to produce our first chip. Thank you very much for watching.
Amazing. Thank you so much, guys. Next Ion is a manufacturer of batteries created to enhance existing battery architecture with improved safety and quality performance. Please, can't wait to hear more about what you guys have been focusing on.
Hello, my name is Onur Ergen. I'm one of the co-founders of the Next Ion Energy. We all know battery market is moving. Many technologies are coming, but safety always the key concern of this industry. When it meets with the future market need of fast charging, safety risk will be extreme. Even today, we see this catastrophic explosions or accidents. I guarantee you will see more and more if we do not address the safety concern or risk today or now. Now think about it, a product provides ultimate safety. With this product, we can produce battery architectures, can withstand up to 200 Celsius during cycling, can charge more than 10 C ultra fast. These architectures do not explode or catch fire. No sacrifice necessary for performance anymore. This is one of the bottlenecks of the battery industry too. Let's watch a quick video. In this video, you can see that commercial lithium-ion batteries start to catch fire and exploding around 70 Celsius during cycling. And you can see the fire. And in the middle, there is one of the best literature battery and catching fire and exploding around 100 Celsius. On the right-hand side, it's our battery, our Next Ion membrane added battery, and it's still functioning as a battery, and it will go up to 200 Celsius. There will be no catching fire or exploding. How we do this is basically we create a nano-engineered multifunctional membranes with combination of nanostructures, aerogels, and nanotubes. Basically, we combine 40 years of experience in one material. And this system could be deposited very easily. It is applicable to the roll-to-roll, adaptable to the roll-to-roll process, or it's solution-based process. It's very flexible deposition techniques. With this technology, you can win today by adding these membranes to existing any lithium-ion battery chemistry, and you can increase the yield, and you can have a higher power efficiency with the same cost. And also, you can win tomorrow because there is minimum to almost no safety barrier for ultra-fast charging anymore. It is a UC Berkeley-based invention. Technology is patented, licensed, like lab-scale prototypes are completed and successfully demonstrated. Our company is incorporated and received seed funding. Now we are doing POCs. We are looking for more POCs to validate our technology. And we are strategically raising $2 million to reach this goal. And afterwards, after we got the independent industry validation, our material can be anywhere. Our business plan is basically licensing or material development. I should note that we are not a battery company. We are a battery component company. We do not compete with any battery companies. We complement their products. And here is all the battery companies that we can complement the products. our slowly growing team is very capable of delivering this product. And I'm happy to thank you, and I'm happy to answer any question you might have.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your presentation. Next up, we will have no one else but Relectrify. Relectrify is a developer and supplier of advanced battery management and inverter solutions.
Hi, my name is Valentin, and I'm a co-founder and the CEO at Relectrify. Our mission is making energy storage affordable. Renewable and reliable power benefits significantly from stationary battery storage in homes, industry, and the power grid. However, standard lithium-ion batteries today remain quite expensive and short-lived. Relectrify focuses on two problems to address this. The first problem is related to lifetime. Large battery packs contain up to 200 individual series-connected cells, and the weakest cell limits the entire pack. When batteries are brand new, the cells all perform strongly, and therefore none limit the pack. But as battery packs are used, the cells age unevenly, and the lifetime of the pack is limited by the single weakest series cell. The second problem is related to cost. Connecting to homes, industry, and the grid requires an AC output. Since normal battery packs provide a DC output, an expensive inverter is required. We have solved both these problems. Relectrify's mixed software and hardware solution merges the traditional battery management and inverter into one stronger performing, lower cost solution. Every cell is controlled individually, which overcomes the weakest link issue. This increases battery life by up to 30%. Alongside, the cell level control provides a partial AC output, which allows inverter complexity to be vastly reduced. Instead of 20,000 times per second, it only needs to switch about 100 times per second, and largely avoids the need for filtering capacitors or inductors. Our approach results in around 30% less battery management and inverter component cost, which spread across the full battery system leads to about a 10% cost reduction. Our technology also provides fault redundancy and includes sensors collecting battery performance data, which we then use to further improve our algorithms to make the batteries last even longer. Now, taking a step back, this technology opens up two opportunities. The first is allowing new batteries to be cheaper and have a notably longer life. The second is reusing so-called second life batteries, used batteries from electric cars, for a uniquely low capex storage solution. Relectrify was founded in 2015 out of battery research at the University of Melbourne, Australia. Since then, we have scaled our technology across residential and large industrial solutions. These have already found use with Volkswagen Germany, Nissan subsidiary 4R Energy in Japan, and power utility Vector in New Zealand. This January, Relectrify launched our inverter replacing solutions, which are already installed in a project with US power utility AEP and Nissan US in Ohio. Consisting of modular 70 kilowatt-hour blocks, these solutions suit installs up to multi-megawatt hours.
Since joining Plug and Play, Relectrify has progressed very swiftly. We recently signed off on our largest storage project yet, and our planned project pipeline is rapidly growing. We are also receiving key interest on opportunities, including supply of our electronic solutions and supply of full storage products.
Relectrify is actively looking for strategic collaborators globally that either manufacture or install stationary battery packs at significant volume. We would love to connect with any relevant companies to see if Relectrify can help make your battery packs cheaper and longer lasting. Alongside, while Relectrify is currently well capitalized and not raising, if there are investors with interest in a future Series B round, it would be good to connect also. Thank you for your interest, and we look forward to discussing further together.
Excellent. Thank you so much for the presentation. Moving on, we will hear from VIA. They turn electric vehicles into the core enablers of clean and resilient electricity grids.
Hi, my name is Candace, and I'm the CEO and founder of VIA. At VIA, we optimize EV charging to lower costs, ensure the green is charged, reduce battery degradation, and deliver new revenues through grid services. We've established a number of strategic partners and customers who are excited about our platform and believe in the value we provide. Before I founded BIA, I worked in innovative clean tech startups for over 15 years, covering residential solar, utility wind, and grid operations. Additionally, the BIA team consists of multidisciplinary experts and industry leaders in artificial intelligence, electric mobility, software development, and grid operations. In the next 5 years, in North America and Europe, we're going to see growth from 3 million EV chargers to 12 million EV chargers. This represents a significant increase in energy demand and consequently a huge impact on the grid and the environment. If we don't optimize EV charging by 2025, new EVs from just North America and Europe will add almost 80 million tons of carbon emissions a year. Yet in most cases, we will reduce costs and emissions by 50% while still delivering full charge and excellent customer experience. The BIA platform works by forecasting and optimizing EV charging events. First, our AI predicts the charging event, predicts the loads and the flexibility within that event. Then we optimize the charging to reduce the cost, to smooth the peak loads, to manage battery health, and to deliver the greenest charge. We provide these benefits not only to EV charging sites and EV fleet operators, but also to grid operators and utilities. BIA platform provides utility insights through monitoring and forecasting services, as well as an aggregator. Our solution is hardware agnostic, so it can integrate with any enabled EVSE or EV. Our technology is based on over 270,000 charging sessions across 420 chargers from both public and private data sets and deployments. Our partners and customers choose BIA because they see real value in our products and also real value in our approach. We start with a data services engagement to manage and cleanse their data to gain insights and provide business intelligence and monetization opportunities. Then we integrate cloud to cloud our optimized charging so they can quickly start to see cost reductions. Finally, with our forecasting capabilities, we provide a path for efficient expansion of charging sites, as well as providing new revenues from grid services. We really believe that the intersection of energy and transport is the most exciting space to deliver innovative AI for clean tech. We believe it'll enable incredible growth and efficiencies over the next 10 years. By 2030, our calculations show that this is at least worth $50 billion in just North America and Europe. We're currently raising $1 million. With this, we'll grow our team, commercially scale our products, and deliver long-term licensing revenues. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about BIA. I hope to hear from you soon.
Awesome, great work. But now I would also like to thank all of you for attending the Virtual Summer Summit today. This concludes the startup pitch portion. On behalf of the entire community and ecosystem, once again, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope this was a valuable and enjoyable experience. My name is Yanis. I'm tuning out, but before you tune out, let's hear from Alan, who the corporate award winner is this time around.
Thank you, Yanis. So with that, I'd like to share the winner of the Mobility Corporate Innovation Award, and it goes to WABCO. So WABCO was a partner of ours since August 2018. They have been very active over the last year in not only Silicon Valley, but Stuttgart as well. They are currently working on several POCs and are very engaged with our community. So hats off and kudos to WABCO. Lastly, I do want to end with a reminder that the energy session is going to be kicking back off in the afternoon at 10:45 a.m. So please don't forget to dial back in. Thank you, everyone.